Mhm. Hello, Shanawash. Hey, Ashiani. Hey, Bradley.
Hello,
How you doing?
I'm doing well in yourself.
I'm good. I'm good.
That's good.
I'm realizing it's 1 o'clock. I haven't eaten anything all day.
Theme.
I literally just stuffed my face real quick before we started. I was like, I gotta eat something.
Are we ready to start?
Yeah, it's 1 o'clock. We can get started. Who we missing? One, two, the 1, 2, 3, 4. Rika, if you could reach out to Demelia and who we missing? It's Summer.
All right.
Awesome.
Mhm.
So I will get us started off. Hello, everyone. Haven't seen y'all all day. It's been busy, so I hope y'all have been having a good day so far. We are in closing out the reins and
You're muted, Athenia.
We can't hear
Yep.
you.
Okay, yeah, I just got muted. We're closing out the reins to end it on sessions. We have what, 2 more weeks or one more, one, this is Tuesday, so almost 2 weeks. Bringing to you another one of our board members. So you can see how amazing all of our board members for Juneteenth are, that you have been working behind the scenes to support with, and just following through on different things. But Alyssa has been with us now. So I've known Alyssa a long time. She actually started off as a intern for one of our vendors. And she was the person who was doing the interviews for our vendors. Um, so like she was the host, so to speak, during that time. And she went from being a host to applying to be a part of our fashion show to then leading the fashion show and taking it by storm. And so, um, Alyssa has a lot of background in the fashion industry, but more importantly, she has a lot of background also in just self-awareness and health. And she has been operating in a space of healthy eating and helping people to understand why it's important to eat healthy, and how a lot of those things affect our body and mental stability and a whole bunch of other things as well. So I'm sure she'll go more in detail with that. But I'm always grateful for Alyssa's leadership and her direction and where she it's just her ideas. I think her ideas are always so dope. So I am gonna pass it over to you, Alyssa. I'm gonna have the team introduce themselves. I'll leave. Do you want to do the icebreaker so that they can introduce themselves? I don't know if you have a question that you want to ask them. Just to
Yeah,
no.
so I actually would very much appreciate if everyone can just introduce themselves. Tell me their first name. If you want to tell me your last name, that's fine as well. And what are you looking forward to getting out of today's presentation? Just by the name alone of Follow Your Dreams.
Bradley, you want to start us off?
Yes. So my name is Bradley, and for today's presentation, or workshop, following your dreams, I'm hoping to like get to know why I need to like be more consistent and not depart from like my origin and what I originally wanted to do. So just staying to like what I wanted to do, and if I do other stuff, then doing it because I want to do it, not because I'm like quitting or giving up on my dreams.
Thank you, Bradley.
Some Shanawaj and then Summer.
My name is Shauna Lodge, and from this workshop, I hope to learn about like your perspective on the topic and like just other details about following people's dreams.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, my name is Summer, and from today's workshop, I'm hoping to like get a reminder of why I should continue to follow my dreams and never give up.
Thank you.
Awesome. Ashley, Yanni, and then Evo.
Hello, my name is Ashliani, and what I'm hoping to learn of today workshop is like advice I can apply to myself in the real life like world, like scenarios, and just like yeah, like advice or like tips or like things like that.
Got
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you. Evo.
Um,
Yeah, I'm muted.
my name is Ebo, and I hope to like achieve like a greater understanding of how people kind of like idealize things they want for the future and the various paths for us to get there.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. And you know, Taisha, I don't know if you know Marcia or not, but Marcia was one of our presenters as well, and she talked about grief. And she's actually going to be coming back later on this month to do a presentation for us as well to the board about grief as well.
Okay, thank
So
you. Welcome, Marsha.
Thank you. And I just wanted to say hi to the students. Hi, guys.
awesome. So Alyssa, you have the floor. I don't know if you need to share screen, but I gave you the access.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I do have a presentation. I'm ready to put it up to get it started. So I'm really excited about this presentation because, as Athenia mentioned, she's known me for a while now, and honestly, I'm not the same person that she met me as originally, and it is thanks to what I'm going to share with all of you today. And even though the presentation says bye, you could press like the little percent button at the top. Yeah. Even though it says bye, I did not create any of this. I did not come up with any of this. None of this is my ideas. These are things that I learned from my mentors, from people who had what I wanted, from people who were already successful in the fields that I want. And I applied it to my life. I've watched it work firsthand on multiple occasions, and I know it works. So I want to share with all of you because you are all at a prime time in your life where you are so young, you have so much ahead of you, and you can truly do anything you want, no matter what it is. So obviously, every single person can think of someone successful. If I say, who do you know that's successful? You probably can visualize at least three people in your mind right now, whether they're alive, whether they're currently successful, if they've been successful in the past. And they all followed a system and a formula, right? If you want to bake a cake, you have to follow a specific recipe in order to do so. So you could go to the next slide. So usually it takes 5 minutes to learn, but a lifetime to master. And that's what really makes the difference here. So I could teach you guys all this stuff today, but if you don't take any of it and apply it, then maybe it planted a seed, but if you don't fertilize it, if you don't water it, if you don't put it in sunlight, nothing will grow, right? You won't receive the benefits of planting that seed. Okay, let's keep going. So, what I want you guys to do right now, if you do not already have a pen and paper, definitely grab one. I want you guys to write down your dream. Now, obviously, be mindful of time. I'll give you guys about a minute or two. Be as detailed, vivid, as you like. There's no limitations here. The only limitation is yourself and your own thinking. So even if it sounds silly, even if people have told you no way, I want you to just write it down, just put it on paper, whatever it is, and put the pen down when you're done, and just give me a little virtual thumbs up or a thumbs up when you're ready. Okay, guys? Let me see if I could try and yes, speaker gallery. I'll give you guys one more minute to write it down. And if I don't see you writing, I'm telling you, write it down on paper. It's going to make a difference. All right, you guys got 30 more seconds. Even if you're watching the recording, this is your opportunity to write it down. Thank you, Marcia. All right, you can go to the next slide. So, who am I? My name is Alyssa. If you guys are on social media, most people are nowadays. You can find me at Veggie Godmother if you really want to look into me and see what I'm about and what I do. But as Athenia mentioned, I am a health and wellness advocate. Like I cured myself of a quote unquote incurable sexually transmitted disease that I contracted at the age of 16, okay, through natural remedies because I studied and mastered how to do that. I am an experienced specialist, so I've been doing the fashion show with Juneteenth for 3 years now, and I'm also hosting my first women's retreat this year, which has been a dream of mine. I also doubled my income. So I started where you guys were. I used to do SYP since I was 14 up until I was 18. I worked with children. I worked at Staples. I worked doing summer camp. I worked in an office. I did everything you guys can think of. And this year, so far, I made the entire amount of income I made in 1 year within 7 months. I traveled the world. I've been to over 5 countries and 20 different states within the US. Also, I did that when I wasn't working. So I was not making any money when I traveled. Okay. So don't think that you can only travel if you have money. That's not true. And I'm also an artist, a model, and a host. I'm someone who just loves to be creative, be myself. And now the question I have for all of you guys is, I don't know, would you think I'm considered successful? I also wanted to play a little game for you guys. So the person at the end who wins, I'll give you guys a little prize. Um, who wants to give me a definition of success? If you don't want to participate, you don't have to. Just raise your hand if you want, if you have a definition of success that you want to share. Anybody? Don't be afraid. I don't bite.
Summer has a hand raised.
Yeah. In my opinion, I think success means accomplishing things that you've been wanting to do and things that make you happy and just feeling fulfilled with your life and accomplishments.
It's a beautiful definition. Thank you, Summer. Anyone else want to give it a shot? Going once, going twice, a definition of success.
I didn't know if I should be participating. So, but I'll share. So again, I agree with Summer. It's really, it's feeling like you accomplished something that you wanted to accomplish in your life, something that gives you purpose. Because I always feel like success is tied to your purpose in life. So if you are fulfilling your purpose, you feel successful. And it may not always be monetary, but sometimes you can just, feel the success because you're accomplishing what you wanted to do.
Thank you, Marcia. All right, you could put the next one. So, am I successful? Success is the progressive realization of a worthwhile dream, right? So, it's kind of like what Summer said and what Marcia said. It's that feeling of fulfillment, it's that feeling of going after what you want. So, if there's some words here that you guys don't fully understand, I always will encourage you to look it up in the dictionary because when you activate and illuminate the meaning of words, it completely changes your life. Okay, so progressive is kind of like slow, it's over time. And realization is like, it goes from being fuzzy to completely clear. And worthwhile is like unbelievable, unimaginable, amazing. So success is the progressive realization of a worthwhile dream. It is doing what you love. So let's go to the next one and let's talk about the basics, right? How can we be successful? What is the true system of success? So, number one, you go to the next one. Who do you listen to? Number one, you listen to people who have what you want, and you listen to people who have been where you are. So as I mentioned already, I was an SYAP participant for many, many, many years. Now, I may not have what all of you want, right? But when you do consider the people that you listen to, nothing here says your mom, nothing here says your dad, nothing here says your teacher, nothing here says your pastor, your friends, your community, nothing here says the president, the government. It says listen to people who have what you want and listen to people who have been where you are. Ultimately, you really want to listen to yourself, and you get counsel from these people. You get advice from these people. You ask these people questions and you see what they do and you learn from them, right? Now, let's say if you wanted to be a humanitarian and you wanted to change the world, like Gandhi. Gandhi is someone who passed away. Gandhi is someone who I personally would love to mentor under. So, how can you mentor from people who are no longer alive, but they have what they want and they may have been in a similar situation? Well, you can read books, autobiographies, biographies. You can watch documentaries about them. A really, really great one is Arnold Schwarzenegger. He is someone who followed all of these basics and he's become one of the most famous people in the world. He's become a very wealthy man and he became a leader of a United States country and he's not even an American. Okay? So, who do you listen to? Always number one. We go to the next one. Number two, teachability index. So, teachability index is a concept to understand what is your willingness to learn and what is your willingness to accept change. So, willingness is your own ability, right? You have to be willing to do something. Nobody on this planet Earth can force you to do anything, even if they put, excuse me for the visual, a gun to your head. No one can force you to do anything if you do not want to do it. You have to be willing to do something if you want it done. And when it comes to learning something new, right, I want each of you to look down at the piece of paper where you wrote down your dream. Really look at that sentence, that little paragraph, that word that you wrote down, and consider, why is that not my life right now? And that's because there's something that you don't know, and there's some things that you will have to change. So, both of these questions, the answer has to be a 10, right? It's an index because it's on a scale. So, 1 out of 10, what is your willingness to learn? Right now, most of you are probably a 10 because you're here today, you guys showed up, you guys are willing to learn something new. However, I'm going to teach you a lot of new things today. So, if these things conflict with what you've learned from your parents, with what you've learned from your teachers, from society, and it doesn't feel right, then you may not have a high willingness to accept change. And if your willingness to accept change is 0, what's 10 times 0? 0. You have a 0 teachability index. Therefore, you will not learn anything new. So, all of this really translates to is what are you willing to give up? What are you willing to sacrifice? And two of the most hardest things for people to sacrifice is usually time and money. You guys put in the time right now, but you have to be willing to change the things in your life if you want things in your life to change. Actually, go to the next slide. Yes, if you want things in your life to change, you have to going to change the things in your life, okay? There's a quote to live by. If you realize that your life does not look like the dream that you wrote down right now, there's some things in your life that you need to change, okay? We can go to the next one. So, this is the next concept. This is the training balance scale. And the training balance scale has two sides. So usually, once you found the right person to listen to, once you're willing to learn, most people believe They have to focus on the skills, the education, the plan, the action, the to-dos, the things that they have to do, the how do I make my dream become my real life right now? And then there's the why as well. We know that we need both. We know we need motivation. We know we need to think about our dreams. We know we need to feel good about our dreams. We know we need to be happy. We know we need to have energy, be persistent. But my next question, this is going to be for a point for you guys. Who wants to give an answer to this question? Out of 100, right, if you had to split the percentage of 100 for how and why, what percent would you focus on how and what percent would you focus on why, right? So you have 100%. How would you split it between the two? Anybody want to give an answer? Don't be shy. I don't bite. Just unmute.
Okay, I'm going to say,
Go ahead.
I'm going to say 30, 70, because I feel like it's our why that drives us. So maybe 30% how and then 70 why.
Okay, and then Ebo, I saw you unmute as well. What do you think it is?
I was gonna say 50-50 because although your skills, education, and your plan, your actions are very important, I feel as if the why are the things that drive you in that direction. And so you have to have them in like a careful balance as to like not lose your way.
Okay. So we have 30-70, so 30% how, 70% why. And then most people do believe it's 50% how and 50% why, right? You have to balance the two out. However, I'm here to tell you both are wrong. You're probably like, huh? Most people are taught and do believe that you have to spend time focusing on how you are going to make your dream come true. But that's you're not that smart. No one is that smart. Nobody knows how things are going to fall into place, but they will if you are spending 99% of the time on the why and 1% of the time on the how. When you're thinking about how your dream is going to come true, you're actually thinking of the lack of it. You're thinking of the fact that you do not have it right now. You're thinking of the fact that it is not your current reality. When you're thinking about the why, you're thinking about how good your dream feels. When you're thinking about your dream in general, whether your dream is to acquire more money, to get a new car, to be in a relationship, to be in a new home, to travel the world, when you're thinking about that and when you're constantly in that state of mind of your dream, it comes 100 times faster. When you spend 99% of your time on why this is your dream, right? The emotions, the feeling, the motivation, the mental attitude versus how it's going to happen. Now, do not get me wrong. I didn't say 100% why and 0% on how. The how is still important because when you are feeling good, when you are thinking the right thoughts, you think of ways to make your dream become your reality. For example, right, one of my dreams was always to go to Italy. And I was always thinking about it. I was looking at pictures. I was looking at a travel voucher that I had. And I was like, oh, look, I could go for this amount of money. I was looking at the flights. These are all actions I'm taking. But in that moment, I'm not stressed out about anything. I'm not worried like, oh my God, the flight is too much money. Oh my God, I don't have the time to go here. Oh my God, they're not giving me the flight time that I want, right? My thoughts are in the right place. I'm feeling good. And then I'm taking the right actions, right? I booked my flight, I booked my hotel, I started looking at things to do out there, I researched the area, I was practicing Italian, I was loving everything that I was doing because I was so focused on the feeling of being there. And then I went to Italy for a whole week. Okay? So This one is usually the most trickiest for people to understand because we're taught and conditioned to believe that we have to educate ourselves, we have to improve our skills, we have to plan everything, we have to take action. Yes, but only if you feel good about what you're doing. Anytime you feel bad about what you're doing, don't do it. Stop. Take a break. Fix how you feel. Change what you're focusing on. And then you can go back into what you're doing. Okay? You can go to the next one. All right. When your attitude is right, the facts don't count, right? So, funny story, when I went to Italy, just because that's the example I just gave, that year, I had just started dating my current partner, and we were together maybe 7 months. And he was doing Uber at the time, so he was working kind of like paycheck to paycheck, right? We didn't have any money saved. And then I was also working paycheck to paycheck, but I got paid a lot of money for the job that I was doing. And within 2 weeks, I was able to pay for both of us to go to Italy for an entire week. Okay. I did not, I planned it within a week. I was able to get the money within 2 weeks. And we went. Neither one of us has ever been to Italy. I don't think he ever left North America. And at that time, I don't think I had either. Neither one of us had ever been to Europe. And it happened with neither one of us knew nothing. We just went and did it. Okay, because we were feeling so good about it. It didn't matter that we didn't have the money saved up. It didn't matter that we didn't know anything about Italy. We didn't know Italian. We didn't know all these things. All those facts were true. We didn't know any of this, but our attitude was right, so none of that mattered, and we were able to do what we wanted. Okay. So when your friends or your parents tell you, oh, how are you supposed to do that? You don't know this. How are you supposed to do this? You don't have that. If your attitude and your thinking is correct, it doesn't matter. So always walk around with that attitude. Okay? We go to the next one. So this one is the most interesting to me because this is the levels of learning. People don't realize that there's a lot of things we don't know. There's a lot of things we like really, really don't know. And the goal, this was supposed to be like all these stacked together, but I guess the presentation just put it like this. It's okay though. So, look, really quickly, a comment from Athenia. She said, very true. This is how I got my house. I focused on my why. I saw myself in the house. I saw everything that we currently have in our house. We manifested everything that we needed for the house, game room, new cars, down payments, etc. The learning came in as we were hyper focused on our why. Okay? Beautiful. Thank you. So, the goal in life for your dream, right? Look at that little dream you wrote down on that piece of paper. Right now, every single one of us, every single person on planet Earth is at the level of unconscious incompetence. And what that means is I don't know what I don't know, right? I didn't know how I was going to get to Italy. I didn't even know I was going to go to Italy. At one point in my life, I didn't even know Italy existed until one day someone told me about it, right? How do you learn math, right? You learn the numbers. You have to learn what a three looks like. You have to learn how to write a three. You have to learn what three is. If I hold out three paper clips, you're supposed to know, okay, this is three, right? There's a level of learning. So once you learn, okay, this is three paper clips. So now I know this exists, right? I know there's many other numbers. Now you're reaching a level of conscious incompetence, right? You know that you don't know more. And then now, in math, you usually learn how to add, you learn your times tables, you learn all the numbers in the infinite amount of numbers that there are. And then you reach a level of conscious competence, right? Now you know about math, you know about the numbers. You can consciously apply what you've learned to a point that you reach unconscious competence, which is I have knowingness. You're on autopilot, right? So if I ask all of you right now, what's 2 plus 2, you're all going to tell me 4. You don't need to pull out a calculator. You don't need to write it down on a paper and do long division. You will know 1 plus 1 equals 2. You have a level of unconscious competence. You know 1 plus 1 equals 2. Okay? So when it comes to your dream, right? Look at the little piece of paper you wrote down. Understand that right now, you do not know what you do not know. And I want each of you to say, you do not have to unmute. Say to yourself right now, I don't know what I don't know. Say it 3 times. I don't know what I don't know. I don't know what I don't know. I don't know what I don't know. Okay? There are so many different things happening right now as we speak. Right now, I'm in Puerto Rico. Most of you are probably in New York. There's people living all over the world experiencing all different types of lives. We know nothing about them. We know nothing about what they're experiencing. We don't know anything, and yet we can learn so much. So when you have that level of understanding and you can admit to yourself, there's a lot about what I don't know, then it makes it so much easier to go about life and understand that you can live your dream. You can have your dream. You can follow your dream because you don't know what miracle is coming your way. You don't know who you're about to meet. You don't know what opportunity is going to fall into your lap. You don't know what door is about to be open for you. You don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody can tell you. There's no fortune teller, there's no psychics. And maybe some of them are clairvoyant, maybe they could see things, sense things, but you don't. You don't know the truth until you actually experience it. Okay. So let's go to the next one. And the final basic, the most important basic, is to master the 4 basic, right? How do you become a master at something? You, number 1, become a master by learning from someone else who was already a master. Okay. So I would say I'm a master of my life, but someone who, like, let's say if you're like, I want to become a millionaire, you have to find someone not that is also a millionaire, but that is a multi-millionaire, maybe even a billionaire, someone who is a master times 100. Okay. You also learn by doing it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again at the conscious competence level, right? Knowing about your dream. Yes, you go to the next one, right? I want you guys to take a summary. These are the basics. Who do you listen to? Who could tell me what teachability index is for a point? I'll give you a point if you can tell me what the teachability index is. What are the 2 questions that you have to know in order to know your teachability index? Anyone?
What is your ability to learn?
Mm-hmm.
And what are you willing to sacrifice?
Very close. What is your willingness to learn, and what is your willingness to accept change, right? So ultimately, what are you willing to give up? Who could tell me what is the training balance scale? Let's see. I'm looking for these mics to unmute.
Is it what you know and what you don't know?
Close. That's the levels of learning.
Um,
That's close though. Thank you for trying.
Is it the why and the how?
Good, Bradley. How much percent do you focus on each? Do you
Oh,
remember?
I would do 50-50 on my why.
50-50?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Is that what I shared with you?
That's not what you shared with me. No, you
Okay,
said
so what did I share with you?
how you should focus more on your hows and your why.
That's close. Do you want to give another try?
No, I don't think so.
No? Who wants to
Mm.
help him out? He got it right. So the training balance scale is the how and the why. but what percent do we focus on how and what percent do we focus on why?
I think Bradley meant to say, because I got his answer, it came to me. He meant to say 1 and 99. So 1% on the how and 99% on the why. That was it, right, Bradley?
That was exactly it. Thank you
I
for.
knew it. You're welcome.
Thank you, Bradley. Thank you, Marsha. And lastly, the goal is to achieve the level of unconscious competence, right? So, meaning that you practice whatever your dream is. If your dream is to make a lot of money, right? You have to become the person who does that, right? Right now, that's not you. So, you have to understand that there's a lot you don't know. You have to learn the things that you don't know. You have to either watch someone who does know, who does have a lot of money, or you have to practice over and over and over again until it's who you are. And this is just what you do all the time without thinking. All right, guys. So, and lastly, master the 4 basics, right? Just keep practicing these 4 things over and over and over again. You go to the next one. So, I have another system to share with you guys. This is the success system. And this is really the things you would do every day that successful people already do every day, by the way. So, whether you think of people who are famous, people with a lot of money, people who have businesses, people who, do what they love, whatever success is to you, right? Who remembers our definition of success? Anyone? Write it down. Summer gave a really good one earlier. Do you want to share it again? What's the definition of success?
Yeah. When you feel fulfilled with your accomplishments and like do everything that you wanted to do. And
Good.
yeah.
Success is the progressive realization of a worthwhile dream. You could go to the next one. So, there's 5 aspects to the success system. Okay? Number 1, read. Read every day. Nowadays, people don't read. Nowadays, in school, in traditional public schools, kids are passing the next level without knowing how to read. Some kids go into middle school, they don't even know how to write their own name. You need to know how to read, okay? When you don't know how to read and you don't know words, people take advantage of you, people manipulate you, and people will cause harm to you if you do not protect yourself by knowing words, okay? One thing that I learned by practicing the system was to activate and illuminate words. I mentioned that earlier. And what that means is to look up words that you don't know in the dictionary. Like actually get a dictionary. If you guys ever been on Amazon, you can order one on Amazon. If you guys have a library in your area, libraries are free. You can go to library and use a dictionary. You can even Google dictionary online if you need to, okay? But a physical one is always better. And when you look up a word and you read the definition and you read where the word originated from, including the language it came from, it completely changes the way that you use words. Most people who don't read usually curse a lot. They usually use a lot of slang. They're usually considered unprofessional. And since all of you guys are in this program, I want to assume that that's not the way that you want to carry yourself, nor is that the image that you have for yourself. So, reading every day is very important. All right. And read books that you actually like. Don't just read what school gives you. Read a self development book, read a funny book, read a autobiography about someone who has what you want, right? Someone who's living your dream. Do some research. I promise you, there's a book out there that you will love. If you guys don't know where to start still, there's a really, really great book. It's very easy to read. It's even a documentary. It's called The Secret by Rhonda Brine. You can look that one up, okay? Very easy read. If you can't read a whole book, read a page every day, read a paragraph every day. Just small steps, okay? Number two is audios. Now, audios, everyone is always got their AirPods in. Everyone is always on their phone. Everyone's always watching TV, scrolling on TikTok, on Instagram, social media, YouTube. And we're listening to things that are harmful to us. We're listening to things that are negative, low vibrational, that are making us fearful, right? Making us angry, making us feel bad. You guys have the power and ability to listen to anything. So choose to listen to things that are motivational. Listen to things that make you feel good. Listen to things that are inspiring. Listen to things that make you happy. Listen to things about your dream. Okay? Listen to documentaries, listen to audios all the time. Listen to people tell stories, ask questions, right? You were born with one mouth and two ears. Use them proportionately and you will be successful, okay? Now, if you guys like YouTube a lot, there's a couple of motivational speakers on there. A really great one, he's one of the more recent, like amazing success motivational speakers. His name is Les Brown. That's Les Brown, like the color. He's absolutely phenomenal motivational speaker. I encourage all of you to listen to him. You can find his audios free and his presentations for free on YouTube. And if you guys are having a down day, like a bad day, like you really don't want to do nothing, listen to one of his audios and I promise you'll feel different right after. Okay? And next is events. This is an event right now, right? You guys are gathered together, meeting different people in a different environment. Maybe not a completely different environment because you're still in your house on a computer, but you're receiving new information, right? Obviously, many of you are young, so you're probably in school. Try to join clubs, try to join extracurricular activities, try to volunteer. That's what I used to do. I used to volunteer at my YMCA. And after that, I volunteered at my Boys and Girls Club. And because of those opportunities, I went to different camps, like weekend camps, week long trips out of the state. I went to different dinners and galas and events that got me around different people. I was able to host all the parades in New York, the Puerto Rican parade, the Dominican parade. I met so many people. That's how I met Athenia. When you put yourself around different people and you get yourself out of habit, right, out of your daily routine, you're able to change. You're able to change your mind, change your perspective, and get yourself in front of different opportunities that will bring you closer to your dream, okay? Nothing is a coincidence, nothing happens by accident, everything is meant to be. So when you go and be in different spaces, it changes who you are. Next is recognition. This is a really, really, really important one because most people nowadays, especially if you are born and raised in New York, walk around with a chip on their shoulder. And what does that mean? Usually they will not give anything if because they feel like no one has given them. You have to be someone that is giving first if you ever want to receive anything. You are always going to get back what you give, okay? Um, if you guys have an opportunity after this, look up the golden rule, okay? The golden rule is treat others the way you want to be treated, all right? When you can celebrate someone else, when you can recognize someone else, when you can give someone else praise, even if someone just tells you, I had a good day today, and you are so happy for that person that they had a good day, even though you didn't, you're going to get 10 more good days because everything that you give will come back to you times 10, times 1,000, times infinite, okay? So giving recognition to others is an essential part of success. Because if you can't even be happy for others, how can you ever be happy for yourself? And lastly, relationships. So, a very famous quote is you are the average of your five best friends. Meaning, You're going to have the same income as your 5 best friends. You're going to be in the same environment as your 5 best friends. You're going to look like your 5 best friends. You're going to sound like, act like, be like your 5 best friends. And if you look at your dream right now and none of the 5 people you hang around the most have your dream, you're probably going to have to get some new friends. The people you associate with are very powerful. Even if we're very independent, they will still influence the way that we behave, the way that we act, the way that we think, the way that we speak, the places we go to, the opportunities we have access to. You have to be willing to meet new people and learn how to have a pleasing personality, learn how to be someone who smiles, learn how to give a compliment, learn how to be genuine, right? Don't just try to get things from people. You want to see how you can add value to each other, okay? And of course, the most important relationship you have is the relationship with yourself. So people are only going to treat you as well as you treat yourself. And if you ever notice you don't like the way someone is treating you, take a look in the mirror because they're only going to do what you do to yourself. Okay? So you can go to the next slide. And I gave you guys a lot of information, but I'm not done. So I want to see if there's any questions right now. Okay? Bradley, do you have a question?
Why is the rule for the how and why 1 in 99% on
Sure.
one side?
So it's a more scientific reason, even a spiritual reason, you could call it. But what I say, when you focus on the how, no one is that smart. Nobody knows how things are going to happen. Nobody can predict the future. So focusing on the how is like focusing on the lack, right? If your dream is I want $1 million and you're trying to figure out how am I going to get $1 million? How do I get $1 million? Usually you feel bad. You feel the lack of it. Versus if you're focused on the why do you want $1 million? Well, I want $1 million to buy a new car. I want $1 million to buy a house for my family. I want $1 million to travel the world. You're thinking about all these things that $1 million will do for you that will make you feel good instead of actually focusing on how am I going to get it, the lack of it. And therefore, when you focus on the why, it comes in and it actually is real for you much faster. Okay? Anyone else? Summer, you have a question? No?
No, not right now.
Okay. What about Shanawa? How do I say that?
Shauna Watch. I don't have a question.
Shanawaj. Oh, that's a J I wrote down. It looked like a Y. Okay, thank you. Um, Asha, Ashilani? Ash,
It's Ashiliani.
my apologies. Do you have a question?
No, I don't have a question, just a comment. I
Mhm.
really liked the today's workshop because it was very like helpful as like you were breaking down like the title, like following your dreams, and like you'll never know unless you try. And also because of the 1% and the 99% rule, I thought was really helpful. So yeah.
I'm glad. Thank you for sharing. Okay, Evo, do you have any questions? No?
Not particularly, but I did think that this was like a really interesting presentation to say the very least, and I got like a lot of insight into how you and a lot of other people really think about the world and achieving their goals. So yeah, I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you for your comment. All right, y'all. I still have one more system for you guys. We got 10 more minutes. I think we could do it. You could go to the next one. This is the 10 steps to follow your dream. So, my friend Bradley, like 99% of the world, we all want to know how do I make my dream come true? You're telling me all this stuff, but how do I make my dream come true? Well, these are the things you would do in order to make your dreams come true. Okay? Everything I shared with you so far, the basics of success and the system for success, right? The five basics: who do you listen to? Teachability index, right? What are you willing to give up? Are you willing to learn? Are you willing to change? Accept change. The training balance scale, focusing 99% on the why, 1% on the how. The levels of learning, reaching the level of unconscious competence in for your dream. And lastly, mastering those four basics. And then the system of success, which is reading every day, listening to motivational audios every day, or listening to successful people, going to events with other like minded people, recognizing people, giving to people, and having relationships with people, especially people who have what you want. Okay. This is what you would do. Okay. You could go to the next one: the 10 steps to follow your dreams. Number one, you want to experience pain in your current circumstances. So, this is the most essential step. Everything else really doesn't matter if you don't do this first part. Okay. So, what does that mean? If your dream is to have a brand new car, but you have a perfectly well running car, right? Let's say, like right now, I have this beautiful X1 BMW, right? It's a black BMW, it's SUV. It drives me all over the place. I've driven to Canada, Virginia, all over, Boston the other day. It gets me where I want to go. It gets me point A, point B. It's a BMW. I'm happy. It's comfortable, but I want a new one. But if I don't get mad about this perfectly working BMW, I'm never going to get into a Bentley. Okay? I have to get mad. I have to feel disappointed. I have to feel disgust. I have to feel pain around my BMW if I say that my dream is to have a Bentley. Okay? I have to actually feel that pain. I actually have to get mad. So if you look at that dream that you wrote down on that piece of paper and you're like, okay, right now my life does not look like this, you have to get angry about your life right now. You have to feel the pain. And after you felt the pain, now you clearly define what your dream is. So even though you guys wrote down on the piece of paper what your dream is, it probably is very vague, right? There's not a lot of detail, not a lot of mass, not a lot of images that come to mind when you see that. So even though I say, okay, I want a Bentley, what Bentley do I want? Do I want a red one, a green one? Do I want one that has 500 horsepower, 600 horsepower? Do I want one with gold rims? Do I want one with 4 seats with a third row? I have to clearly define what my dream is, right? I have to be very clear so that I know it. And another thing is knowing it like you know your own name. When someone goes up to you and say, "Hello, what's your name?" You don't think, "Oh crap, my name. What's my name? My name is my name. Do you have another question?" You don't do that, right? You know, my name is Alyssa. Nice to meet you. So the same way you know your name, that's how well you have to know your dream. If you really, 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 really want it to come true. Number three, visualize having it right now, right? Visualize means in your mind, like Athenia said in her comment, she saw it in her mind before it was ever real. She saw her. So I have to see myself getting in that Bentley. I have to see myself driving it. I have to see myself holding the steering wheel. I have to see myself putting on music. I have to see it in my mind right now, if that's what I really want. Number four is releasing attachment to the outcome and feel good now. So even though I say I really, 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 really want this Bentley, and it makes me feel so good, so excited, and I'm like, damn, I'm just in my BMW with this broken mirror, and it's like, I guess I'm gonna just be in the BMW for now. I'm not needing like, oh, I need this, I need this, I need no. That's not how you want to act because now you're focusing on the how, right? Bradley, back to your question of why do you focus on the why versus the how? You focus on feeling good, but you're like, you know what? If I never get the Bentley, it's okay. I'm totally fine with that. Whatever happens, happens. And you're like, I feel good right now. Like, thank you, BMW, for getting me where I want to go. Number 5, write it down. Now, when you write things down, most people don't write things down anymore. And this is on purpose, right? When you write things down with a blue pen and plain white paper, you remember it better. And it also adds mass, right? It makes it physical, it makes it tangible, it makes it, you're able to recall it, you're able to focus on it more often, okay? So what you focus on expands, meaning it gets bigger, right? It comes closer. So when you write down your dream, you're more likely to get it. Number 6, go and dream build, create a vision board. Yes, the blue pen does make a difference, believe it or not. There's been scientific experiments and studies that prove blue pen, white paper, you are able to remember the most. So go and dream build. What is dream building? Dream building is going to the Bentley dealership and sitting in a Bentley and touching the steering wheel, taking a picture of yourself in the Bentley, okay? Looking at all the options you have, looking at things you don't even want. Maybe I don't want Mercedes, but you know what? I'm gonna go look at Mercedes, even though I hate Mercedes. I think Mercedes are so ugly. This isn't true, guys. I'm just giving an example. But I'm like, I'm gonna still go look at it because I don't know what I don't know. Okay. And then you ask someone, hey, can you take a picture of me in this beautiful Bentley here? This is the one that I want. This is the one that I like. And you take that picture, you print it out, and you put it on a vision board. Vision boards are very popular nowadays. You guys have probably heard of them. If you haven't, you could probably find it on YouTube, how to make one, or dream book, right? You get a little notebook, you cut out the picture, put some glue, tape, look at it every day, put it next to your bed, look at it when you wake up, look at it before you go to bed. Looking at yourself with the thing that you want brings back the feeling of having it. And therefore, you believe and increase that feeling of having it right now. Therefore, it will happen. And if it's something that's not really tangible that you wrote down on that paper, then you need to just define your dream more. Okay, you guys probably just don't know what your dream is, and that's totally okay. You guys are still so young. There's still so much this world has to offer, but be creative. Even if you want something small like a ring for yourself, or if you want new earrings, or most kids want Jordans, look at Jordans. I don't know, like whatever it is that you guys like. You want the new iPhone, you want the new tablet, you whatever it is you like, look at it, take pictures of it, cut it out, put it on your wall. I kid you not, every single time I have done that, I've printed out a picture of something I wanted and put it in front of my bed on my wall. It came within less than a week. Every single time, not even lying. Okay. The next one is watch your words. Keep your dream to yourself, right? You want to be careful with how you speak. Everything you speak, you create, okay? Your tongue is a creative force. This is why it's very important to read and very important to know the words, the definition of words that you use. Okay? And when you tell other people your dream, then these people can sometimes turn into dream stealers. You know, let's say for example, our parents, you're like, "Mommy, I want to be the president." And your mom look at you like, "Little boy or little girl, you're crazy. You don't know how hard it is to be the president. You're not even all these things." And your mom and dad love you, but they do this out of protection. They think they are protecting you. They think they know better, but it's okay. When you keep your dream to yourself and you feel good about it, nobody can steal it from you. If you really, really want to tell someone your dream, just choose people that are in confidence, right? People that will root for you, people that have proven to you already they are on your side and they only want the best for you. Okay? And only share it with people who already have it because they know what it's like to get it. And number 8, take massive and immediate action daily. So let's go back to my dream of wanting a Bentley. I'm gonna schedule a date on my calendar to go to the Bentley dealership. I'm gonna look at Bentleys every day on my phone, go to look at different dealerships, look at the options that they have. I'm gonna go make an appointment with a creditor to get a loan for my car payment. Like every single day, I'm going to take a little step, even if it's literally just writing the appointment on my calendar. That is a step towards my dream. You want to take steps every single day, and no matter how small it is, okay? But you want to do it now. Don't delay. Don't say tomorrow. Don't say later, because that turns into never. Number 9, chart your progress and know the score. Let's say I'm saving money for the down payment on my Bentley. I'm going to have a chart, okay? All of you guys have been in math class. You guys have learned how to do a graph. And if you haven't, YouTube, YouTube University, okay? Put it on a graph. See, okay, I'm saving $3,000 for my down payment. This week I have $100. Next week I have $300. And when you see that graph growing, it creates excitement. The more you focus on it, the quicker it expands. And lastly, visit the past and the future, but remain in the present. So, what does that mean? Give yourself time, right? The only time you have is right now. So you can look back at the past and get that pain, right? That pain of, damn, my BMW broke down last time, and I got a flat tire, and all these annoying experiences that got me really, really angry. And I need to get rid of this BMW to get my Bentley. And then now I'm visiting the future and like, oh man, when I have my Bentley, I'm gonna do a road trip across country. I'm gonna get a convertible Bentley with the top down, and just see all the states and visit the past, visit the future. But right now, I'm happy where I'm at. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. I know it's going to happen. It's Christmas tomorrow. I'm going to get my Bentley. Okay, that's how you have to feel. You have to feel like it's Christmas tomorrow. You know you're getting presents. Okay, you can go to the next slide. Now, I know my hour is up. If you guys really genuinely enjoyed today's presentation, you could click on this link and copy and paste it into the chat for me. That's an actual link for them. So this is some free audios for you guys that my mentor created, which is where I learned all this information from. Because as I said, when we first started, I did not create any of this. I did not make any of it up. None of this is my ideas. These are all things that I learn and apply and have successfully used and created my life with. Okay. So if you guys would like to learn more, I will also have Athenia send you guys the link via email. And when you go and download the audios, it does ask for credit card information, but please understand, this is not something you have to pay for. It is 100% free. That is just a security feature. So I know you guys all get paid on your debit cards. You can use your SYP debit card. It's not going to take any money from you. You use that code YWIYC, and it is completely free. Okay, please know that it is free to download. And then you have access to it on your phone. One of the success principles, right, in the system was to listen to audios. These audios you can listen to hundreds of times. It will never get old. You're always going to learn something new. Okay, make sure you save it. Remember, the discount code to get it for free is YWIYC. Okay, you are a little sucker. You could go to the next slide. My niece just came over with the cookie I was saving for later, half eaten. Okay. Okay, success is a decision away. Okay, decide now to turn your back on what you don't want and focus on what you do want. It is really that easy. My parents used to always say, oh, well, things aren't going to change overnight. But if you decide that your dream is more important than anything in this world, you never know what could happen tomorrow, and your life truly can change overnight. Okay, this is my presentation. Thank you guys for being here. I love all of you. I believe in all of you. You can truly follow your dreams and achieve it. Okay, thank you.
Oh, thank you, Alyssa. That was wow, that was profound. A lot of I mean, as you were talking, it was just a lot resonating, and I see a lot of what you were sharing in me naturally, and just how I operate with things. So it is very much a powerful tool, the mind over matter, right? Being able to control your thoughts and understand where you want to go in life. Um, it's about what you put intentionality. I always saw myself, I was like, I'm gonna get out of poverty. I'm gonna own my own house one day. I'm gonna go to college and it's gonna be free. Like, and I manifested all of those things. So it is very much something that can be done, and it's just putting your mind to it. So thank you so much, Alyssa. I look forward to listening to some of the audibles and stuff like that. I started listening to a couple actually. This is what you had sent to me before too,
Yes,
right? Yeah.
this is it.
Okay. I was like, yeah, it's familiar. So I had started listening to a couple of them as well. So now that I have more of a framework around it, I'll be more inclined to do so. So I hope you all take advantage of this team. Thank you again, Alyssa. Let's do one round of like, what's one word or something that you got out of the presentation for today? Bradley, then Summer.
Focus on why.
Okay. Bradley, Summer, then Shanawash.
Don't let anybody tell you your dreams are impossible.
All right. Shanawash, then Evo.
Well, mine's is also kind of similar to Bradley's, but it was the wide thing. Like, it really got me thinking.
Awesome. Evo, then Ashleyani.
Envision, I suppose. Envision your goals, your dreams, and your ideals.
Awesome. Thank you, Evo. Ashiani, then Demalia. Demalia. How do I say that? Sorry.
Never give up before trying.
Absolutely. Demalia, and then I'm gonna go to you, Masha.
When you write down your dreams, it will come true.
Absolutely. Marsha, and
Yeah.
then Taisha, if you want to drop yours in the chat.
Yeah, definitely the how and the why, focusing more on the why than the how, more so than I thought.
Yeah, and for me, it was definitely about the just being reading, writing, listening, writing things down, all in connection. Kinesthetic learning is what I got from that, is what helps you to reverberate it through your body. So thank you. Thank you everyone for sharing.
Thank
Um,
you. And
really
I
great.
do want to add, I know I was playing a little game with you guys earlier. I was gonna originally pick one person to offer an hour of mentorship. If you want to reach out and talk to me about what you wrote down for your dream, and if there's any opportunities I can, help you guys point you in the right direction. However, I feel compelled to offer each of you that opportunity because it's only six of you. Like I can do it. Like so, Athenia, I'll be setting up that on my end to allow them to schedule time on my calendar, and I'll offer an hour of mentorship for each of them whenever they want. Okay.
Thank you very much. That is very appreciative, and I hope you all take her up on that for sure. It is, yeah. And Taisha said my takeaway is where the manifestation practice is and the how and the why. Absolutely. So thank you again, Alyssa. Thank you everyone else for joining. This was great for me. I hope it was great for you. And I will see you all later or tomorrow. So have a blessed one. And have fun in Puerto Rico, Alyssa. Thank you
Thank
for giving us
you.
your time on vacation. So thank you.
Have a blessed one, guys.
All right.
Oh,
Bye.
Athenia, I sent you an email. I don't know if you saw it.
Okay.
It was like
I
a
did
couple,
not.
it was like 2 weeks ago. I don't think you saw it, but I know. I just wanted to
Okay.
make sure I remind you. Okay. All right. Bye. See you,
I'll check it.
Taisha.
Thank you.
I had a
All right.
question.
Love
I
you
know
all.
Go ahead, brother.